Good morning, Metaverse. I'm Thor with the Red Hand, and it is winter. As of 2 days ago, after the mildest November I've ever experienced, winter decided to come, and it is now 20 degrees, and I don't have heating in my office. So we are going to be jacketing up and basically looking through crypto as a whole, where things are at, and then diving into some Star Atlas, talking about the Golden Carnival this week and some of the ships that you're going to see. So let's pop over to the bubbles and see what the market looks like. Cool. So the market is actually going relatively sideways. It's chilled out quite a bit. We're starting to peak back up to Bitcoin at 100,000. I'll talk about that. That's a majority of the news this week. But you see some green and some red. Not a whole lot of um, major moves in terms of crypto, but I'm still looking at what narratives are being set up for the oncoming alt season. We are not in it yet, but there are some interesting signs saying that we are maybe getting pretty close to it. Not financial advice, just my own personal opinions. But that's what I'm looking at. And so you see, like Beam is a gaming coin. Um, there was Algorand, AIOZ. I believe that is an AI cryptocurrency that was mentioned by I think Alex Becker. I watched a video of his yesterday or the day before, and he had brought that one up about AI being this big narrative, um, and that's an interesting concept. When I'm looking at different content creators to get a feel of the market, because I don't have enough time to like dive in and become an expert in crypto. Um, there's a handful of content creators I watch. There's Crypto Tips and Coin Bureau, the Paul Barron Show, the Alex Becker, and then sort of a whole slew of different ones that I see pop up on my feed, and in that order, I would say. From the ones that I watch and listen to. So I probably have a relatively narrow focus on the content I use to come up with my own opinions, but those are ones that I liked. And so what I've been seeing a lot, and there's a lot of news stories this last week about the $100,000 mark, and approaching it, and what's going to happen once we break out over that $100,000 mark. And I think that actually is going to be that a big psychological barrier. And we take a look at the actual Bitcoin chart, and you're going to see, go out to a month to 3 months, and you can see we're we just barely tapped it a couple weeks ago, and we had a pullback, and it's responding, and it's leveling out, and we're getting really kind of close, and but no big moves yet. Nothing major has happened, but we're just inching up a little bit closer and a little bit closer every day. I like to see that before you really have a nice big breakout. This sort of period of consolidation, because I do think that when it hits 100,000, there's going to be some major changes, and that alt season, you start seeing these alts from Ethereum on down, a lot of capital flowing into that. And so we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, and the high is 60%. That was the highest Bitcoin dominance, and that was everybody is putting focus on Bitcoin over all else, and now we're seeing it start to come down much more rapidly here at the very end than we've seen, um, you know uh, having it risen over the last year or so. It's really dipped down about 4%, which means we still have quite a ways to go before we go past that 50% dominance, which is big moving point. Once it drops below 50%, you know, that means a massive focus is going into the others, and that's exactly what we're seeing here on this little dominance chart. So keep an eye out on that type of stuff. It's that's one of those signs. All right, dominance is going down distinctly, and we got to be ready for alt season. And what do you do in alt season? What tokens and what projects are you going to rotate from? Say, if you rotated out of Bitcoin, or if you've been accumulating, and you have bags in some of these altcoins, what are you going to be doing uh, as far as taking profits, and do you have a plan for that? And so, jumping over to Star Atlas, it's been it's been increasing regularly, pretty steady here, for the last month or so, and that's great. But the amount of growth has been very small to what I think is ultimately going to happen uh, when all that focus on Bitcoin is going to push down to the altcoins, and ultimately end up in some of the gaming coins, and Star Atlas being one of the primary ones on Solana, is looking good. This is building up really nicely, and I'll go over to Polis as well. Polis is a little bit different, but generally the same trends as the Atlas token. Let's pull back a little bit here. Again, very consistently over the last month or so, running upwards, up and to the right, or yeah, up and to the right. Don't want to go up and to the left. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the market as a whole, and we're coming up on what alt season is going to be. Whether it's this coming week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know, but I'm being cautious and being as vigilant as I can. There's a lot of time that I haven't really focused on cryptocurrency over this last year. I've had way too much to do elsewhere, but I am making a concerted effort to be checking on the markets and know what my game plan is when I start seeing a lot of motion. Now, there's going to be profit taking. I have a couple different projects that I've put my funds in, like XRP and Cardano that I put in, and they've had some really good run up. I plan to take profits on that and then start dollar cost averaging out of it. I haven't done any dollar cost averaging out just yet, but in the next week or so, I'd imagine is when I'm going to initiate that. So always looking for the right time to start doing that. That's my plan. Everybody else can do whatever they want. So enough with the market. Let's get to Star Atlas. And this week in the golden ticket, we have the focused on the Pierce line, and we've got 4 D9s. We got 15 Calico ATS enforcers. You got 10 Pierce R6s. Uh, the Medtex from Calico. Ray Fam, I have one of those. It's a nice scanning ship. Scanning is still not a very profitable venture, but I actually like that. It looks like a Discman, but I like the look of it. Then the Calico Ship It, there's 15 of those. Platinum and gold packs, 30 and 50 respectively. And then another 50 silver packs. So that's what you're looking at for this week. This is the week that I'm planning on putting my tickets in. I've actually been having a heck of a time with Sage, and not being able to uh, get it to connect on my computer. So I've been real frustrated with that in the last week or so. But after the event four, which there was just under a little bit under 6 million, 5.6 million total tickets were put into that one. We had some big winners here um, with the uh, tank ship, and so we have a Joda. He's got the female sledge barge and an Armstrong tip or imp, so great for you. And then Goo got the tank ship. That's awesome. The D9s. That's the one I'd be most interested in. And then we got a whole host of other um, winners of some of these large and medium ships. This was a lot of ships that went out during the golden tickets. Uh, like what, four times or twice as much as typical. It seems like more than that just looking at them, but a lot of uh, you see a lot of names that are repeating. So we got some players that are really putting a lot of tickets out and pulling some back. I'd be interested to see um, if anybody has been getting more value in the ships and crew, etc., than what they've put in. That one is would be interesting. Going over to the flip side dashboard, though, let's take a look at the golden tickets there. So we see this circulating supply. We had a lot that were redeemed this last Friday, and so that circulating supply has actually dropped quite a bit. And that's hasn't changed the pricing of tickets as of right now, but that's kind of what I expected to see and what I was planning for. So that's cool. And then I wanted to check back with the factions. Um, the mining right now, Ooster is pulling away a little bit more as far as the biggest mining faction. Oni's is right up there. Mud is behind them. And then when we jump down, we take a look at what they're actually um, mining. And the nitrogen and titanium is where oosters are really dominating everybody else. And then, but you see, mud is uh, doing a lot with a little bit of copper. Silica is a big one for them. But then we look at the crafting, and mud is starting to pull away even more. And what are they crafting? They're crafting ammo. Lots and lots of ammo. They're crafting a lot of copper. I saw there, yeah, copper crafting. They're much higher in that area. So that's interesting. Loading up on ammo and getting ready for development in the game. But leave comments in the description below or the comment section below if you want me to spend some more time looking into game development and talking about that information that's coming about the development of Star Atlas. I'm definitely willing to spend more time on it if that's what people are interested in. But let's go to what's going on right now as far as the Black Hole Friday sale. That's with the Fimbule BIOS Ranger. It's now 50% off. So that's a big savings right there. Right now, uh, what it is from Star Atlas versus what other people have it on the market for. The market floor is at $935. So that's interesting to see. I'm glad that they're trying to promote something with it. I really want to see more marketing from Star Atlas and more development, specifically because coming up on this alt season and more focus going into some of these projects like gaming projects, we want to be able to put the best foot forward and really uh, gain traction in this bull cycle, and make the most out of it. The other one, well, let's take a look at the details on this. I think it's kind of a cool looking ship. You've got sort of a cross between a B wing and the Millennium Falcon, brought into the Star Atlas galaxy. That's kind of the feeling that I get from it, which is it's rough and rugged like all Fimbul's are, but pretty cool. Um, and you know, uh, if you like that kind of a thing, then this ship is right down your alley. Um, it's like a lopsided look to it, but still neat looking. It is a scanning, a data runner specifically, and um, the crew slots. We've got 5 different crew members on this ship. The components are pretty straightforward as a medium ship until you get to hard points. There's a bunch of small hard points and missile hard points. So the it's not a combat specific, but it does have 3 medium fuel slots and a medium cargo. So this thing can go long distances, and for a scanning ship, that's uh, definitely a benefit to be able to get to the center of Galia and get some of the best scanning rates that you can. So that's pretty cool. The other one for this week I wanted to look at and is the D9. So the D9, I've done a video on that previously, and it is one of my favorite ships as far as I think it's going to ultimately have the most utility in the game, especially a game of combat and destruction of spaceships. This salvage ship. It is noted as the premier flagship salvage craft in the galaxy, and uh, it's got the ability to scavenge and use a bunch of drones. You see some really neat concept art here. Looks kind of like a massive tick with those mandibles in front, but it's got all these drones around it, and there's a up close picture of the drones that I wanted to get to. Where is that? There we go. These drones that are on it, and really uh, make, I think, the D9 separate and special from most other capital ships and other ships out in the game. It's got a lot of slots for operators. I've noticed that you got 2 drone operators, 5 rig operators, 4 weapons operators, and 3 operations foremen. I wonder if the operator aptitude in the crew members would help out in the foreman position, but a lot of room for operators. So always thinking on how crew can have utility and how that would affect it. But then the big thing for the D9 is it's got 1 capital drone port and 2 large drone ports, as well as its salvage rig, and then 6 capital cargo slots, and 2 fuel slots. Now, I'm making an assumption here. I haven't confirmed this. This is just me shooting off the top of my head. But if the C9 was talked about working in concert with the R8, who also has 2 capital slots for a fast fuel changeout, I would imagine the D9 would have a very similar system to be able to change out that fuel slot very quickly using the R8, the Pierce R8, which again is one of my favorite ships. I would say D9, and then the R8 is. I did go down below the D9, but it's just like there. Did you see that? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So, anyways, um, that one is one of the big ones for the Golden Carnival this week, and is one of the ships that I'm going to be looking at. Let's see here. So that'll be about it for today. Remember to make your plans for alt season and to know what you're planning on doing, taking profits, um, and what projects you're going to rotate funds into to get ready for that position. And you know, don't go and put golden tickets in this week because that would be a bad idea. You'd be competing against me because this is where I'm going to be offloading all my golden tickets. So you can just hold on to those until some other week. But it's Pierce focused Golden Carnival, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what that looks like on Friday. How many of the capital ships that I win? That would be all of them would be totally fine. I'd be okay with that. And leave comments in the section below if there's different parts of Star Atlas that you want to get some more information on. I would like to say I have plenty of time to go through and customize content for everybody, but I want to at least touch base and with all the things that are going on in crypto right now, I think getting the word out and reminding everybody of where we're at and what the world is doing is a good thing in regards to Star Atlas and the community. So I'll be trying to pop up again next week with some more information. Hope everybody enjoyed Thanksgiving and are getting warmed up for Christmas, enjoying the holidays. And don't worry about liking or subscribing, but if you can share it with somebody that would find it helpful, then today was a good day. It's a cold day, but it was a good day. Good morning, Metaverse.